voice deserves the light. Your story, your light. Come share your creative spark. Your journey, your fire. Come share your creative spark.
And I work out every day. I mean, I don't go a day without it. And so between those, I find the time, I make it happen, and off you go.
I think it's really important to talk about the fact that you have to have self-care, and self-care is not just about going to get a massage and getting your pedicure.
Right.
Self-care is all of that, what you just mentioned, where you spend time on your soul because it's a lot. And so how do you speak to the new person coming in? Like what would you tell me? Like, oh, Candice, I want to be an actress. I've never done it before. I want to do it. What kind of advice would you give?
Just do it.
Like, get out there.
No, I mean, just come with me. Like, let's, next time I have a gig, come show up. Like, basically piggyback with somebody. There's so many amazing, nice people in this industry who are so willing to help and teach people and show up and show you the ropes. And the other thing is, don't be afraid to fail. Don't be afraid to look stupid. Everybody does. So throw that out the window. That's one thing I love about it is don't be afraid to, it's okay. Like that's the best part about it, in my opinion, is, don't be afraid to, just do your best, do your worst, do whatever, just put it out there. And I think the groups of people, and that's the other thing, is gravitate towards other creatives who foster a healthy environment for failing. So what I mean by that is try not to work with or around people who make you feel bad if you fail.
Oh gosh, that's for real right there. That right there, that's a good one because I think as a creative, I sang and danced for many, many years. And the word that you hear more than anything is no. You hear that more often than you thought you would ever hear it in your life until you become a creative. Nope, nope, nope. And no for the strangest reasons. No for, your hair is too short, it's too long, you're too tall, you're too short, you're too this, you're too that. You remind me of somebody I went to school with. It could be anything. And it's not personal, even if it feels personal. It just didn't work. It just didn't click.
Yeah.
But you went and you auditioned, or you showed up. And that's part of it is continuing to show up, right?
Well, and not just hearing no, but hearing nothing.
Oh, that's my favorite.
I think
that is like, I think I'd rather hear no because you're in limbo. You're just like, and?
I think more often than not, you just hear nothing. And you have to be okay with that. Like you just have to be, I think a lot of people struggle with hearing nothing, but you have to be comfortable enough in yourself that, okay, I released it to the cosmos, I did my best, and now I move on to the next thing.
Move on to the next thing. And
you
never know. You never know what might happen later on down the line, that maybe it didn't work for them now. Because as a producer, if you've got 50 people auditioning for something, you don't have time to get back to the 49 people that you didn't select. So I get why we don't hear anything, but it doesn't change the fact that it's frustrating as a writer. We submit stuff and you're like, no, your story sounds great. Let me see your script. And you send the script and then crickets. And you're like, okay, so you like it? And that's probably the hardest part. I call that the stamina of being a creative, is continuing to show up in these situations that if it was any place else, if you were trying to meet somebody and you kept asking somebody for their number and they just didn't respond, what would it?
We call that ghosting.
Yeah, that's ghosting. And you'd be mad. You're like, how dare them? But you can't bring all that to
Yep.
this because it's different, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you just have to be okay with it. It's a I don't want to say it's a one-sided relationship. Obviously, it's not, because if you get selected, then fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's your ticket. But I mean, I think it's worth it because every time you put something out there, that's a chance that you could get seen or selected or,
Bingo.
and if you, I mean, the worst is they don't pick you. Okay.
Yeah, and it's like, and the worst is you don't show up. That's the worst
Right.
for me because
Yeah.
it's like a muscle. You talked about you like to work out. That's part of your process of self-care. It helps you, you have a muscle. I was a personal trainer in the fitness industry for many years, and that's how you talk to my clients. Like everything that you are as a being, think of it like a muscle. You
Hmm.
go into the gym, every time you work out, your muscles are getting stronger. It's like auditioning, and everything you do is making your creativity stronger. So even if you
Hmm.
don't get the audition, you showed up for the audition.
Hmm.
And that's just making your confidence stronger. It's making your presentation stronger. And it's getting your name out there because though, oh, didn't you audition for that thing? And now
Hmm.
they start to see you. And that's the whole point.
Yep. And you're practicing your self-taping, you're practicing your camera you're so even if it's just for you, you're still practicing, you're still doing your thing.
Like I'm always amused with tapes I get from actors because they you're so comfortable. You talk about being, comfortable in your space when you get the tape and they're acting out the scene and they're everywhere. They're like, oh, look at, don't stop. And you're sitting there, they're in their living room in front of their webcam, just going for it. I'm always impressed by that. How much time, and maybe that's not the right question, how long does it take a person? Like how long does it take you to just get that comfortable with yourself? We don't think about it when we see the film because we see the ensemble of the 22 people in the scene that are doing everything. And at some point there was that one person sitting in their living room reading the script all by themselves rehearsing that scene. Do you find that difficult? Is that how is that for you? Just really becoming these characters and then auditioning in full force so that because you want to get the gig.
Right. So is the question like when you first start self-taping, how hard is it to
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's go there. I think that's a good question.
I remember the very, very, very first time I self-taped. I had to retake like 3 times because I was so uncomfortable just talking to nobody. I was like, this is really awkward. But then I loved it because I was like, I can do whatever I want. No one else is here. I've got the house to myself. Like, I can do whatever. This is awesome.
And that's kind of liberating,
It
huh?
is. It totally is. Yeah,
Never looked
it's
at it that way.
yeah, you're just like awesome. And I think I honestly think that transfers after you've done a lot of them. I think that translates to everyday life because then you start to feel like there's always a camera on you. And so you just kind of go through life like, eh, cool, like whatever.
That's
Yeah.
funny. Like,
Yeah.
this stuff is nothing.
Yeah, it's just a rehearsal, like whatever.
What are your favorite kind of characters to play?
Oh my gosh. I feel like I am a little bit of a method actor, maybe a little bit.
A lot of bit,
Um,
a lot of bit, a lot of bit.
I love I'm finding I really love Westerns. So I really, really
Hmm.
love the Western genre, fantasy, sci-fi, all those. Um, medieval, and I love costumes. So just kind of really getting into the nitty-gritty of the character, getting into accents, and then from there dissecting the character, who is this character? What makes them tick? How do they relate to other people? What did they have for breakfast? How do they walk? How do they talk? Just what is this person? Or is it a person? All these other questions. Just really dissecting it. I think that's a lot of fun.
You say use the word method, you're going back old school. I'm a Gen
Hmm.
Xer, so everybody I grew up watching, like the Actors Studio and the Method, the Marlon Brandos and all that stuff. And that's a whole nother kick right there. That's really digging in and being the
Hmm.
character. Do you find being a writer helps you in developing your characters as you take on a new role?
Absolutely. 100%. Because, and I got hired to write a script. So, and the reason I bring that up is because they all intertwine. So if you can think about things, and you're a writer, so
Yeah.
you totally understand this. So when you world build, you have to think about things from that perspective, right? How would this person walk or enter a room? How are they seeing things from their perspective? How do they relate, or what's their intention behind this? Because when you watch people on screen, the difference between a really good actor and like just people talking is the way they communicate. People don't communicate unless there's a purpose, right? We don't just talk to talk. I mean, some people do, but for the most part, there's a reason we're talking. There's an intention behind it. So if your character can develop that, like why are they talking? What's the action? What are you doing? And get that flushed out. Not just the words, not just the script, but like, why are you saying those words? And you can convey that and then speak. It's so much more believable.
I love that. And as a writer, that's we're always taught that you gotta be able to find the what, the why, the who and the
Hmm.
how. It's like that's like the core of
Hmm.
why you're writing, and even when you're telling your story, and you're taking that, reflecting that into this character. And as I watch your character, I'm supposed to get that, right? By
Hmm.
your presentation. What types of characters you say, you gave me an interesting gambit. I'm always writing notes because I don't want to forget. You gave me a gambit of sci-fi, fantasy, and westerns, which sounds like a really awesome film, a sci-fi fantasy western. But what I'm seeing in my head, you said the word is costumes, and the absolute complete difference between just a gal walking down the street. Here's Candice playing the gal going to her medical job. You want to be the gal riding a horse in Old West or in a spaceship or Dungeons and Dragons. You want to do something completely different, is what I'm hearing.
You know, I could definitely be in a medical show. I could be in a medical drama because I mean that's what I live every day. And it's not that I don't like drama. Of course I do. But I think for me, I just love those genres. I love reading them. I love creating those stories. Those are the stories that I write, are fantasy, things like that. I love the worlds that they're in.
Wow,
I just love the costumes and the imagination that comes with it.
I
So
love
I think
that.
that's kind of why I gravitate towards those. They're just they're just a lot of fun, and it's just
Yes.
there's action, there's fighting. Just I don't know. Yeah.
Action and fighting is always exciting.
Yeah.
And you got a little bit of you can do a little bit of fighting, can't you?
Yeah, so I do cowboy mounted shooting.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then
I like the
y-
pew 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 pew.
um, I have lots of like weapons training and stuff like that, and I've done a little bit of stunting, archery. I have a gymnastics background, things like that. So
Okay,
just all
active
that,
girl.
yeah, all that kind of stuff appeals to me. 30 plus years on a horse, so
She
hence the
knows.
Westerns.
The girl knows what she's doing.
Yeah.
Do you ever surprise people when you go to be on a set and you can do a little more action? in terms of what you can bring to a character?
I don't think I've had the opportunity yet.
Okay. Are you looking
So,
for that opportunity?
absolutely. I think I'm at that stage now where I'm sort of being underestimated in my abilities. And I'm trying to be delicate about how I say this because I don't have a lot of credits yet or a lot of to show my work or to show my abilities, and I get that. Um, you need to back up what you say, right? People need to see it to
Yeah.
believe it. And I get that. But that's so I'm in that phase where I'm like trying to be like, hey, I can put my money where my mouth is. Like I can actually do these things. Like I can actually so that's kind of where I'm at right now is trying to find those avenues of okay, where are these projects that I can really dig in and build that portfolio.
And that's the challenge, right?
Hmm.
That's how do you get yourself there? Because being a creative in just about any area of creativity, it's a catch 22.
Hmm.
People want you because you have great talent, but they don't want you unless they can see what you can do.
Hmm.
So it's like you got to get the job before you can
Hmm.
get the job.
It's like, when you apply to a job and they're like, you need 6 years experience, and you're like, well, how do I get the
How to get
experience?
the experience?
Yeah.
Nobody will hire me till I have
Yeah,
experience. I don't understand. Oh,
exactly.
it's the upside is in today's world you have access to more opportunity. And
Hmm.
so, as a rising, actress, what kinds of advice do you have, for yourself in terms of how can you get out there
Hmm.
to get these credits and get the experience that you're looking for?
Well, don't say no to opportunity. I had the awesome opportunity to network with you fantastic folks, which was so cool.
And we had a good time.
We had the best time.
Yeah,
I
we
loved
did.
it. Really tap into your regional groups too. Since I moved back here, I've really tapped into the whole Washington, Idaho, Oregon area and, trying to get connected with filmmakers here and what projects are they doing? How can I get involved? How can I, what can I do? Whether it's background crew, it doesn't matter. Like just get involved, get out there, meet people, make those connections, build up those relationships because then once they see that you show up on time, you're punctual, that you can ride a horse, that you can do the things you say you can, then I think wheels will start turning, right? Um, so that's sort of where I'm at, and that's the plans I have, and just takes time and effort and energy.
You seem to have a very realistic perspective on it too, which is very helpful,
Hmm.
I think.
Hmm.
It does. It takes work for sure. If
Yeah.
you, I always say this thing, I say this to everybody when I'm coaching, that time is linear. You
Hmm.
have yesterday, you have today, and you have tomorrow. You can't change yesterday. All you can do is work on today and prepare for tomorrow. But what if you could go back to yesterday and talk to young Candice? What would you say to her?
That's tricky. So when I was 18, I wanted to go to Juilliard.
Oh,
Um, I would have gone. I, I don't regret that I went to medical school. Like I don't regret that at all because I do have a stable career and I do have. But what if I had done
yeah,
that? Because
yeah.
I had, at the time, I had my audition ready to go. I had everything ready to go. And then in the back of your mind, there's always that self-doubt. And then your parents are always like, well, you should probably, choose a career that's, what if it doesn't? And, and so you go down you can for sure get a job in healthcare that will never fail. You can always.
Yeah, boy.
So,
The normies. Yeah,
woo!
the normie train. It's hard, in a regret. Like it hasn't. you haven't reached a point in your life where it's turned into regret, and hopefully you never will,
No,
because you're still young in your process in terms of you're acting now, you got back into it, and it hasn't proven one way or the other yet. So
right.
you're in today now, so you're right now you're affecting tomorrow.
Hmm.
But, I venture to guess that you have some really cool things to say to young Candace about don't be disappointed because it's going to be okay.
Yeah, I think so. And regardless of where you go, I mean, as long as you're moving forward and you're being true to yourself, I don't think you're making a wrong choice. I got back to where I needed to go in the first place, if that makes
I
sense.
heard that. Yes,
Yeah,
it does.
yeah.
It makes a lot of sense.
So
Yeah, I like that.
it was roundabout, but
But you're
you get
here exactly where you're supposed to be. So this is your opportunity now. I've got the hiccups. I apologize. This is your opportunity now to tell everybody what you're actually working on. Like, what have you got coming up so people can go look and find you out there? Anything you can talk about? You could definitely talk about what you just did with us. What you got going on?
so Project Firebreak is in
Yay.
post-production.
Yes, we are.
Yay!
Yes, we are.
I'm so excited to see that. Cannot wait. I just had a short released with Pine Shore Productions. It's hit 68,000 views in a week.
Nice, nice.
So that's doing really good. And then with that same director, Chris Whitmer, we're planning a couple projects later this year throughout the year. I have another project, short, that I will hopefully be related to sometime this summer. That's a fantasy. Another potential project I'll probably be background on at some point this year. I am writing a script. I'm working on my book. Um, I'm going on
Very
a couple of
busy.
vacations.
Oh, vacation, girl. Yes.
Going to Yellowstone, going to Disney World.
Oh,
So,
all of that sounds amazing.
yeah,
That's a lot.
it is a lot.
That's
It's a
a
lot.
lot. Good for you.
Yeah.
And where can we find you out? What are your handles? And I'll get all this information and link it in the description. But if you want to let people know where they can connect with you so they can help pull you into social media, a little
A little nudge.
yeah, a little nudge, get
Um,
you in there.
yeah, so my Instagram is Candice_Ketelsen. That one's pretty easy. And then my Facebook is just Candice Marie.
I love that.
So easy.
Well, I enjoy talking to you. There's so much that we can talk about. We might have to bring you back on we'll definitely be pulling you back on when your film is done with Fire Break so that you can talk about it. So we'll definitely be talking to you then.
Yay.
But is there anything you'd like to leave our audience with? Words of wisdom, a drop of knowledge, or just something fun to share?
When I first saw Project Firebreak pop up, I didn't know what it was about it, but I was like, I have to be involved in this. It just something drew me to it. So if there's something like that you see and you're like, man, I have to do this, go for it. Do it
Yeah.
because it will change your life. Meeting you guys, being involved in that project was so incredibly amazing. One of the coolest experiences of my life, and I am so
That made me cry.
excited to see what comes out. I can't wait.
Well, it was exciting to work with you, and Firebreak was something new, and it was daunting and challenging and fabulous and fun, and it was a new experience for everyone because it was a marathon, and everybody would get to hear all about that. But the stuff is looking good. You're looking good, so we'll see.
Yay.
Yay! It's such a thrill to sit down and talk with you, to talk about what a creative world is for you. I appreciate you taking the time and thank you for dropping by and saying hi to everybody.
Thanks, Angel. It's nice to chat with you.
Nice chat with you too. So we're going to be back with our next guest. So stay tuned. Everybody say bye to Candace. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for coming, everybody. Love you. Bye bye.
Every journey has a story.